You're sitting on a gold mine of expertise that you don't even realize exists. The things you do without thinking are actually the most valuable business assets. Are you mining them or ignoring them? When you've been in business for years, you develop unconscious patterns that drive probably 80% of your results. Yet most entrepreneurs never take inventory of these invisible skills that separate them from the competition. Failing to recognize your unconscious competencies in ways that you can systematize your success. You struggle to hire effectively, you undervalue true expertise. Companies that audit their hidden knowledge increase revenues within 18 months. We all, as entrepreneurs and business owners, have challenges that only we know about. Sometimes you wonder if you know what you're doing in those dark days and those late nights or early mornings, those wee hours when all of the doubts creep in. And sometimes when things don't quite go the way you expect, your team's still looking for you to see what's going on, to be the individual who they know you are and who you know you are. But sometimes you're not there. You don't feel it. You start to question yourself, and that's dangerous. So I've had these, and we all have. Those late nights where you sit up at night wondering, is it worth it? Should I do this? Is it even right? Those meetings where it seems like going on forever and it's not going the way you want. Those seasons where everything just seems to be coming at you at once and there's just no relief. We've all been there. But one of the things I've learned to do is take two different approaches. One is thinking about the horizon. And I've done another video about looking at the horizon and how that is a trick on the entrepreneur. But another one is kind of looking at your unconscious competencies. When you start questioning whether you know what you're doing, that's a huge problem. Because in all reality, we create reality. And therefore, if we start questioning whether we know what we're doing, that's dangerous for us. But I have a little trick. I have a little trick that I've started to use when I start questioning whether I know it. Now, I know you've all seen this 4-quadrant area, which talks about the things you don't know and the things you do know and the things you don't know that you don't know. But the interesting quadrant for me is the quadrant that says the things you do not remember, or the things that are unconscious competencies. The things that we do just out of rote. The classic example of that is driving home from the office. You would be hard-pressed, I suspect, to write down every turn and every action you do to go from your office to your home on a regular basis, because you do it so often, you don't think about it anymore. That's an unconscious competency that really becomes incredibly valuable. In many ways, looking at those and starting to explore those is a great way of A, helping you understand that you really do know what you're talking about. In fact, at one point in one of the darker times, I started listing out and watching all the things that I was really good at. And I started writing a quick 500-word essay or article about them. And these essays and articles started to build up and started to be created. It's really the formation of this podcast. It's all of the things that I unconsciously know, that I think about on a regular basis, that I use on a regular basis, that I'm documenting and creating for my team, for my legacy, and for myself. So as you start to get that dark feeling, just step back and realize all the things you've learned to know. And as you gray, as the case may be, you will start to find more and more that these are unconscious competencies that just exist. I'm astounded how many times I have the same statements. In fact, my team starts to laugh because they start mentioning these to other clients because it's kind of my mantra and they've heard it over and over again. But in all reality, it is what makes us. It is what makes us so good, is those unconscious competencies, those things that really work well. And as soon as you recognize your unconscious competencies, you're like, oh, I'm good at that and I enjoy that. You should do more of that. oh, I'm good at that, but I don't really like it. You should offload that. You should have someone else do that. But create a document on how you do it so you can teach it. In the beginning, and I still am, editing most of these videos. I'm editing most of these videos myself. So any edit problems and or color correction, they're all my fault. But I'm learning as I go. But now as we build this and it continues to increase and the requirements of my time increase, I created what I learned in my process, videotaped it, and now it became an SOP. So my unconscious competency is now being able to be duplicated. So I may not be the best, but I know how to do this really quickly. And I've learned how to do it, and that transfers the knowledge. And that's really the powerful tool. Not only does it reinforce that you know what's going on, it reinforces exactly who and what is happening. And the beauty of that is it makes you understand that you know what you're doing. It helps other people, and it gives you the confidence to say, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And here's what I need to do next. Now, you don't have to run a business. You don't have to be in a business to do this. We all have unconscious competencies. And the problem is we're so focused on getting better at what we're doing and dealing with the legal issues that sometimes we don't sit back and look all of the power and the things that have changed and the unconscious competencies that we created. What I'd love you to do is during your day, just have it in the back of your mind, and I actually have it on a Post-it right there that reminds me to look at my unconscious competencies, on the things that I do really well, and just identify them and see if it's worth documenting or creating a video on or getting it to the team or just recognizing how incredible you really are. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, I know you had a hard time. There's only 2 or 3% of us out there. And the mental game of that is so much more difficult. But this is a unique way of making sure you understand exactly who you are. And if you're a worker or someone in a company, you're still valuable and have that information. And the reason the company keeps you is because of your competencies, unconscious or conscious. But start recognizing those. Start making sure that they're out there. Because at some point, people are going to be interested in it. And maybe, if you have enough of them, you'll start on your own video. You'll start your own ability to start talking about these ideas. We're over 70 of these videos, and I have more ideas than I did when I started. In fact, every time I sit down and talk to you all, another one comes up. This one is a perfect example. I was doing another video, and this one hit in my head, and I was so excited about it, I stopped and I did this one as well. It's going to put me a little behind today, but it gives me the energy to say, yes, I understand this. I understand what I'm doing, and so can you. So put a note up. Watch your unconscious competencies. And if you have no ability to do that, and it's hard in the beginning, ask someone else. You know, like, what do you see me do that seems easy for me that you're astounded at, or seems easy for you to do that just doesn't make any sense to anyone else? You'd be amazed at how many of you list you can. I haven't done that with my team, and I think I'm going to do it just to see if what I see is different. I will guarantee it is. So make a list of your unconscious competencies and let me know how it makes you feel. Let me know if it gives you the energy, because it certainly does me. I've got more energy from this quick video than I have from doing many other tasks that give me greater responsibility, because I'm now able to share that with you. So go out there and let me know how it feels. Let me know how it feels in the comments, and let's continue this conversation. We can raise all boats when we raise the tide. I look forward to talking to you.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode on the Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with venture gained.